Blog Talk Radio.
I love you, baby, you know it is true. But when I telephone, you dash my hose blue, 'cause you're pretending to understand. Just pretending I love this man. I am so broke up, don't know what to do. I've given all of me to you, but you're pretending to understand. Just pretending to love this man.
I love you, baby, I'm all in for you. So right here up for all we've been through, and no pretending. It's love we have. I'll take you down, 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 baby, down. You're still my man.
So now I know this, I need to move on. But how do I leave when my love's so strong and you're pretending
baby,
to understand?
you know I got you, baby.
Just pretending
I love this man.
This Blog Talk Radio show is supported and paid for by Cosa Nostra Radio. All expressed views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Cosa Nostra Radio and its leadership.
Hello, and welcome to Cosa Nostra Radio, Open Poetry with Boo and Jay. I want to thank Bud and Tans for that incredible collaboration and song to start us off. La Cosa Nostra, the family unit located on allpoetry.com, the world's largest poetry community. I want to thank Kevin and the crew for giving us a place to call home. Without further ado, let me bring on the boss herself, the virtuoso Boo. Hey, Boo.
Hey, how are you?
What'd you think of the little intro song between Bud and Tans?
It was amazing. I loved it. Tans, awesome voice. Bud, good as always.
Yeah, I wanted to start it off a little bit. We got a ton of callers, Boo. We are just loaded on the phone lines tonight.
Jay, wait, you forgot the holiday.
What holiday?
You forgot the holla for Tans and Bud.
Holla, Tans and Bud. Yeah, that was thinking amazing. Holla. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I love it.
I just like to hear you say holla.
Holla. All right. And let's bring on number one, Chris. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hey, JCA, Boo.
Hey.
Wonderful music, Tans and good. Puts the holla and holiday.
Holiday.
It's the holiday. And let me bring in the giggler herself, Salwa. Hey, Salwa.
Hello.
Hi, Salwa.
Hello. And Boo and Tans, more of this. Hi, Boo. Hi, Lucy and Chris. More of this. Tans and Budo. And cold, right, Boo? And just say cold.
Cool. All right, and let me welcome Rose to the show. Hello, Rose.
Hello, Jay. How are you? Hi, everyone.
Good. What do you think? What do you think about Bud and Tans' little collaboration song there at the beginning?
Oh my goodness! I thought I was listening. I was back at Muddy Waters or something. That was so good.
Awesome. And let's keep on rolling. Linda. Hello, Linda. How are you?
Hi, JCA. I'm fine.
Hey, Linda.
How are you? Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Wasn't that a cool tune?
Yeah, very cool. I love the blues, and I just love how they did that. It was very cool.
Yeah, considering
Kudos
he's in New York,
to the artist.
He's in New York and she's in New Zealand. So that's
wow.
amazing.
Wow.
And let me keep on going to the lines. And I believe who I've got here is None Your Business. Am I correct on this?
None of your business, Jay. Hello. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you have a second device in the background you're listening to?
Yeah. Let me go somewhere else.
Okay, no problem.
No.
But welcome to the show. We're glad to have you here. Awesome.
Welcome to the group. Thank you. Want somewhere more quieter.
Absolutely.
My bad.
Welcome to the family. So we're glad to have you here, and welcome to the show. So it's awesome to have you here. And
I love when they
keep on
just
going.
call in. That's so awesome.
Yeah, join the group, call right in. We love that. And you're gonna have, like I said, just relax, have fun. This is for everybody who wants to know. This is Chris's friend, and we're glad that Chris, you brought someone with you to open poetry tonight, because it's awesome to have new voices and new ears.
For sure.
That's so cool.
And let me bring in Nick. Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Hey, my wonderful
Hi,
host.
Nick.
I brought the absinthe.
Hey, Nick.
Who's ready?
Hey, Nick. Oh, boy.
Hello.
That's going to be different. Let me bring in Dave. Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, Jay. How are you?
Hi, Dave.
Good.
Hi, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hey, hi
Dave.
everybody. Howdy, everybody.
How's your foot doing?
Well, it's better. I couldn't believe that I did that last night, but I would have done them. I used it as an excuse not to do anything today, so I didn't.
All right, good for you. I just used an excuse if I was tired. So there you go.
That works too. That always works.
And let me welcome to the show Rack. Hey, Rack, how you doing?
Full house tonight, hey guys.
Hey, how
good.
Hey, Rack.
Hey, Boo.
Hello.
Hey, Boo. Hey, Jay. Hey, Linda.
Hi, Rack.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Awesome time. Great to have everybody here. And like I said, we're here to have a little fun and just listen to a little poetry and do whatever we do. So want to thank everybody who listens in to this show every week. You guys are awesome. Everybody who's part of All Poetry, our La Cosa Nostra family, you guys are awesome. And let's see, that's a good question. And the answer is no, you did not. Send it to me, please. and you'll find out I talk to people. I'm talking to a lot of people behind the scene too, as always. So let's see where I am going to start out this show with. And here's the deal. If anybody needs to get going, please message me in all poetry, and I'll try to get your poem up as quickly as I can. Also, I just totally lost my thought, so we won't even go to that next thought. But I know exactly where I'm going with this start of the show. It's a one that I missed last night that I wanted to make sure that everybody gets a listen to, and make sure that I ask that people go ahead and comment on other people's poems as much as possible. We know you can't do every single one, but at least give them a like as we go along. Try to give them some love and give them whatever we can do. So, without further ado, I'm going to start the show off with a little Steve.
Room temperature is fine by Steven 76. The waterworks begin as enriched rips through to Formica, hunger pangs screaming from the gut turn to weeps of anguished disbelief. Crumbled, crusted spheres of dough roll onto linoleum as frigid Peter Pan lacerates Schwabel, while preserves idly stand sealed in horror. Simple craving for jellied grapes and whipped legumes goes unquenched because the peanut butter was kept in the refrigerator. End poem.
That is great. That is great.
That
and
is
how
great.
true is that? I got to admit, that is true. I'm going to let everybody know that I might be playing with the sound, might be putting people on mute. Do not worry. When it's your time to talk, I will make sure you get to talk. So, Salwa, I heard you giggling about that refrigerated peanut butter. Salwa, are you there? Wait, oops, I pressed the wrong button. Sorry. Okay, I don't know how that happened.
I was
Salwa,
talking
go ahead.
to myself. It is. It just has a funny way to. I mean, to write about food is not easy, and then to make it humorous, that's another thing. Only some people can do this. Ham and Wayne, I don't know how they do it. It's just really funny. And I just turn to weeps of anguish, disbelief, and his wording crumbled, crushed pairs of dough. It has also rhyming. There's words I never was spelled. I don't know what's that. Would preserve, I believe, stands. I think it's like a dessert, right? A German dessert, or maybe not. Maybe not. Was kept in the refrigerator. Like, look at how many. That's funny. It must be a real picture. I don't know if that's a real picture or was a prompt. But yeah, it's funny. And the way he reads it too. So thank you for the laughter, Stephen.
Peanut butter is not supposed to go in the fridge. Peanut butter is definitely not.
No, I put mine in the fridge too. I had no idea.
Yeah, the reason being it's so hard to spread on bread when you keep it in the fridge.
Peanut cement.
It is.
That's why you just take a spoon and eat it plain.
There you go. Okay, Chris, keep talking to it. Talk to it. Tell us about peanut butter.
I get even the joke better, even better now. Okay.
Well, I don't put my peanut butter in the fridge. I don't. But I've got a family member who is probably crazier than I am who does. And oh my, it's hilarious because buys special peanut butter just so that it can be actually like spreadable. So after being in the fridge, like, you gotta be know what stuff can be frigid, what can't. But this poem, it definitely wasn't refrigerated because it was hot.
Awesome. Dave, what did you think about that?
Oh, I thought it was funny as hell. Room temperature's fine. Yeah, you bet. That's exactly right. I just polished off a bottle of peanut butter tonight. I scraped it and scraped it and scraped it until I was going to run the knife through the side of the jar on some soda crackers. So this hit me just about dead center. Crumbled crusted spears of dough roll onto linoleum. I've never done that before. A frigid Peter Pan lacerates Schwebel while preserves idly stand sealed in horror. I could just imagine the Jam looking at that and saying, "Oh my God, do you see what they've done to the peanut butter? Holy hell!" Now this was great. I love Stephen's sense of humor. I wish he'd do more of it. He's real good at it, you know. And food porn is always fun to play around with and joke around with and stuff like that, you know. One. So yeah.
Oh, you know anyway. It. You know it.
I loved it. I thought it was a great poem from a great.
That was an interesting contest.
Anyway, that's what I thought about.
All right. Where I'm going to go from here is I am going to play a little audio from Rack. Let's see if I can find this one. And
Stephen's poem actually was for my show the other night about deal breakers, and that's why it's got that touch of humor to it about how it would irritate someone, your partner or even yourself, that the peanut butter is mauling the bread when you're trying to spread it because you stuck it in the refrigerator. So I really appreciated that.
And here you go. Here's a little. Rack's going to take us to Grandma's house, so here we go.
Grandma's House by Racantour. Every Sunday we would gather. Pasta at Grandma's place. 2 days frying sausage and meatballs while simmering sauce. Barely 40 minutes to stuff your face. Plastic tablecloth and mismatched silverware graced her table. The smell of garlic and Parmesan perfumed the air. Nobody ever left hungry. An army couldn't finish all the food she would prepare. I need more sauce is what passed for conversation. Italian bread with butter mopped your plate. Even on days we hated each other, nobody was ever late. We were obnoxious and loud, never really worried how we dressed. Spending time with Grandma always reminded us what it means to be truly blessed. End poem.
Oh,
there you go. I had an Italian mother. For anybody who knows in Italian, there's only two courses. There's only two things when you're at the end of the meal. Okay, they ask you, do you want another helping? If you say no, they're going to give you another helping. If you say yes, they're going to give you twice as much as you took the first time. That's what it's like. That's what it's like right there. And you brought us to that. You brought us to that feeling right there, Rack, and I really, really enjoyed it. Awesome. Rose, what did you think?
Oh, I thought that was just such a touching and sentimental look at the past. And sometimes we have to do that, to stay in touch with reality, to remember of all the good things that preceded us before the COVID and before everything else that was going on. And it just really is a nice nostalgic look back that feels good. Glad I liked hearing it. Made me feel good.
Thanks, Rose.
Awesome. Linda, what did you think?
Well, manja time with Grandma is always the best time. I had a Italian mother-in-law, and when I would show up at her house, she would meet me at the door with plates of spaghetti so big I could eat on it for a week. And if I said, because I was pregnant at the time and my tummy wasn't feeling good, if I said no, that was not an option. You come and you eat. And now maybe twice as much because you're eating for two. But I just love those days. Just the fact that Mamooch would meet us at the door with food and make sure we had food when we left. And it was a wonderful, wonderful time. But, Rack, you captured that essence in a poem. The imagery, to me, was fantastic. The smells of the sausage cooking and the sauce, and just the way you pronounce the words meatballs and sauce were so just perfectly Italian. But I think your poem was wonderful. Thank you for sharing it.
Thanks, Linda.
And before we have Boo make a comment on this, I want to welcome to the show Paulie. Hey, Paulie, how you doing, brother?
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Hi, Paulie.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paulie. Hi, Paulie.
You hear me, right?
Oh, we hear you perfectly, brother.
Okay.
And Boo,
Hey,
what do you
Paulie.
think of Rack's poem?
Oh, I loved your poem. Rack reminded me of my grandma and home. And I was raised like everybody who comes over sits down, they eat no matter what. There's tons of food, a lot of people. That's how it is in the Northeast. I don't know if that's how it is everywhere, so you brought that back to me. And I was always coming home from my grandma's, like with, candy in my little bag and stuff all over. My mom would say, "What did you guys eat? Anything other than junk?" And we'd be like, "No." So we loved going to Grandma's, so I thought that was really cute, Rack, and a great read.
Thanks, Boo.
Awesome. Well, what we're going to do, let me see, I've got a lot of people that need to get going here pretty soon, so what I'm going to do first, okay, I am going to, we're going to put Chris's poem up there next, and let me put that up. Like I said, I'm going to try getting everybody in here really, really quick here, folks. So just hang in with me. Have a little patience, and I will get you guys going. So, Chris, there you go.
My poem is called Coherent. It doesn't matter if people can understand me. Maybe the world's just not ready for me. I must be ahead of my time or a visionary in disguise. They don't understand me, who I am, what I go through, or how I struggle. This life isn't easy, and sometimes I think I'm in it alone because no one gets me. This is the part where you listen to me closely. I'll be the one to make it, no matter what. But for now, it doesn't matter what you make of me. You don't have to understand what goes through my mind. Hell, even the doctors don't. That's besides the point. As long as I can see the victory line, I'll cross it. Just wait and see. Images of happiness and misery come and go on repeat as I add to this cycle of memories. Take a peek at all these smiles and tears that all of you helped cause. The pursuit of love and success. Sure, that's not the true title, but I didn't want to use it again. Call me a loser. Say I'm lazy. I'll say I'm a king, just for being who I am. And that's what I'll do, no matter my mistakes or how I'm misunderstood and underestimated. I won't stop being me. All that matters is that I understand who I am and what I'll be. End poem.
I am floored by this. I'm absolutely floored by this. This is such a brilliant poem, and how you put it together. People are going to look at this and say, "What is he saying? What is he saying?" And I'm glad that you were able to read this to us, and because it makes total sense to me. You know, I love your mentioning of the doctors and how they don't even understand, because they don't have a clue. There's nothing they can do to stop any of this, but all they try to do is suppress it. You know, suppress the symptoms. Why don't you figure out how to cure it? I love this, and I think you did this so brilliantly, and I'm glad that you were able to bring. Now, let me describe this for anybody who's listening in here. He blended the words together so that you really can't read the words unless you speak them out. And it's something that to the normal eye wouldn't understand it. But I think that you did this so well, Chris, and I know exactly where you're coming from, because I'm there, brother. So we're both in that similar scenario. Biz, what do you think about this? None of your biz?
Oh, I think it was really well, like how he formulated everything. The part that I liked the most, like I only read like the first half I could read it, and then like it was just like hard to read it. It was like giving me a headache. I was like, this is so well put together. And then when he read it, I was just like, wow.
I know I was the same exact way. And let me get a comment from Rack. Let me get a comment from you. What do you think of that?
It's an interesting look at someone's thought process. With you, very big on the individual thought process. You know, what matters, isn't how you get to where you get, it's that you got there, and it makes sense to you. And, that becomes more evident depending on, the subject that you're talking about. Some people can make it clear how, one thing makes sense to them and how they made that, that leap to that conclusion. And some people just, can't explain how they got there. But clearly in their mind, it makes sense. And that's really all that matters at the end of the day, is that you understand, what you're doing and what it meant to you to get to that point. It's really a way of life, and it's very interesting, and it's part of what makes us all individuals. And it's one of the things that, I like about someone, especially when I'm, looking around, at some of the people that I want to have a relationship with. One of the things I like is when they're unique. They'll think that they're weird. I'll be like, but that's what I love. And that it can be endearing. Depends on, individual. Other people it might get on their nerves, but what they say is for every pot there's a lid, and this kind of illustrates that for me. I really enjoyed it. Very, very well done.
You know what it kind of reminded me for a moment?
What's that?
It reminded me of a say for instance a Van Gogh painting. I feel like how he written it down was like that. So you kind of take in the painting or the piece of writing and you try to make it as logical as possible to digest it. If that makes sense.
Excellent comment. No, it does. Excellent comment there.
It's abstract.
Oh, I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Paulie, What do you think about that?
Yes. Glad you picked me. You know, it's funny. This really resonates with me today, only because I was messing around and I had my cards read. And they was talking about how I'm going through life alone when I'm not supposed to be going through life alone. And I'm like, well, if the universe has all the answers, why don't you have her show up on my doorstep? And they touched on that. They said it doesn't matter how you got there. It's just that you got there. And I go, yeah, I got here. I'm where I'm at, whether I like it or not. And, you know, being alone, you know, that's relevant. You know, we're born alone, we're going to die alone, you know, but some people choose to be alone. And some of them do it subconsciously. So, as far as the doctors go, I know all about that. That, you know, I don't want to touch on that too much, but very good. It kind of shocked me when I was reading this. And you're right, it's like an abstract painting, you know. It's like a Monet. It's cool from far, but when you get up front, you really got to squint to read what you were talking about, the way you wrote it. Very clever. I enjoyed it.
But thank you.
All right. Where we're going to go
longer
from
to write
here.
it that way than it did the actual poem when I first started it.
Very cool.
Awesome.
And
Titus,
I do have to go,
Titus,
but thank you for having me.
No problem, Chris. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate that. Say hello to Titus out on the board. We'll be playing him soon. Selwa, I'm going to go put your piece up next. And I'm, like I said, working with everybody, trying to get you guys in as quickly as possible. So here we go.
Thank you.
I love poems. I know, je le sais. Fine things I offered him for so long, a rare thank you. I drowned them down deep in the river of life. Now I'm running alone. Oh, how I wish I could hear in my heart, see in my eyes, no more running. Yet I'm true to myself. His ugly doing, his ugly words keep coming in my mind. All this pain like the rain and the storm haunt my soul. I know the sun will shine, my rainbow is there, and my clouds forever. Des belles choses je lui en ai offert, pour si longtemps un rare merci. Je les ai noyés en profondeur dans le fleuve de la vie. Et maintenant je cours seule. Oh, comme je souhaite que je puisse entendre dans mon cœur, voir dans mes yeux de course. Pourtant, je suis fidèle à moi-même. Ces terribles actions et ces mots laids reviennent dans mon esprit. Toute cette douleur comme la pluie dans une tempête chasse mon âme, je le sais. Le soleil brillera et mon arc-en-ciel est là dans mon nuage à jamais. End of poem.
I'm sorry I put the same one. It was not me who was repeating. It was not me. I don't know who it was, but it was not me.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry,
fine. That's fine. It's perfect.
Yeah, accidentally I put the same one I put yesterday. Sorry about that. I got all confused. Sorry, but that's okay.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like I said, there's a lot more people to listen tonight, so let's go ahead and put this down. I really love the way you write, and I love always the hope that's in your heart and the hope that's in your writing, because it's always there, no matter what bad things have come. You're going to overcome, and you always have that power to overcome. And I think that's what people endear in you. So I think that's an awesome way to look at it. Linda, what do you think of that?
She heard.
Well, as always, Stella always amazes me. This was desperately lovely. The remembrance of a hurtful love and the escape was so beautifully put. I loved how you ran, and then you realized that, sometime you have to stop and gather yourself and your feelings and go on in a way that you're safe and well. But you wrote this in such a tender way. I was amazed at how beautiful you could put this and have it still. I mean, it was so strong in the meaning, but there was no real hate in this poem. You had a bad time, and you escaped, and you went on, and you came to that point, and you knew what your soul needed. And I truly love this piece, Ella. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Linda. Appreciate your kind words.
And let me get a comment from Dave. Dave, what do you think of this?
Well, I thought this was beautiful. Just like just about everything she writes is this way. I think. I really. It's a very picturesque or colorful storyline in it, I think, and you could just feel the longing and the sadness in it, and the tone of her voice as she read it was perfect, and I thought it was really beautiful. One of my favorite stanzas in the poem is, "Yet I am true to myself." That says a lot right there, and then it says, "His ugly words, his ugly doing keep coming in my mind." When you hear words like that from somebody, those are actually more damaging than physical things. They stick around. You don't forget them. You can't unforget them a lot of the times, and those things just keep playing like a bad movie that reruns, and the only way to get it out of your head is just to get rid of the person, or leave, and time doesn't really eliminate that, but it just dims the memory way down to where it doesn't bother you all the time. So that's what I got out of this poem. I thought it was beautiful. Well done, Stella.
Thank you so much, David.
You're welcome.
And Rose, we're going to get the last comment from you and then put your piece on the board.
Thank you so much. I heard this last night, and it was just so touching and wrenching, and I loved hearing it again today. And it was so full of angst and anguish, and I'm glad that you shared how you shared that you pressed on anyway. And there was two stanzas that really jumped out at the end of me, at the end of the poem. And I love the resolve that they had in the end. All this pain, like the rain in the storm, hunt my soul. I know the sun will shine, and my rainbow is there in my cloud forever. So, where there's dark, there is light. So, good job. Well done.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I'm going to let Boo have a say in this if she wants. You want to say something about this, Boo?
Yeah, I read this yesterday, and I think the same thing. Ugly words from ugly men who don't know how to treat a woman with respect, and you gain in this one, get rid of them, kick them to the curb. Says it in a nice poetic way, but you're strong.
Good job there.
Just like the poem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right, Rose, you're up.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, begin poem. Land of the free and home of the brave. I live in an island of self-doubt in D.C., where freedom's flag flies at half-mast.
silent whispers undermined a stout shout, and windows shatter from stones cast. In the land of the free and the home of the brave, downtown now at the Capitol Mall, ferocious flames like monsters leap, high in the sky, dancing and tangling pang, an infested day in mayhem's revelry. In the land of the free and the home of the brave, mirrors fail to reflect what I see, rippled in waters of mistrust, fractured in gross uncertainties, granular sands of pinprick dust, all swallowed up in chaotic lost. In the land of the free and the home of the brave, gusting upon the winds of insanity, bursting embers flee, smoking guns point liberally, on at onrushing cursing men of high and low esteem. Shots ring out, people fall down, dying. In the land of the free and the home of the brave, I'm a foreigner, exiled in my own land. Illegal alien, I am thee. Whipped with a self-flagellating hand, running from the man, and yet I persevere, hiding in among a shadowed destiny. On an island mirage in Washington, D.C., shrouded whispers quietly find a deaf ear. Inward mirrors, though, reflect only me. Only me. In poem.
Wow. If that doesn't say something to the people in society today, I don't know what does. Such a powerful message. I remember watching the riots in Minneapolis, the first group, and looking at the park, Lake Street, and seeing the buildings that I used to bike by burning down to the ground, where the places where I grew up, where I cut my teeth in my childhood, seeing them on fire, just historic places over 100 years old in flames, and saying, you know, I've been to Iraq, I've been to war, I served over 21 years in the Army. I'm like, what has happened to where we live? What has happened to this nation? And it makes you wonder, and I think that you have brought a great piece here that is like a wake-up call for everybody, because something needs to be done in this lifetime. So amazing job, Rose.
Thank you so much.
None of your business. What do you think?
I think it reflects with everything that happens in today in society. Some things that can be contradictory, you know, and the things that we call the land of the free. Some things that aren't free, say like insurance and things like that. If that makes sense, right? Kind of thinking ahead. But I think it was really well put together. I really liked it, Rose.
Thank you.
Excellent. Paulie, what do you think?
I was reading it again. It's this is our country today. I mean, it's really powerful. These people here watching. The picture you put on there is it looks like an orchestra playing, and this guy's the maestro.
That's down at the bottom.
Is that what that is?
It's
yeah.
It's yeah. Mm-hmm.
At first, I thought it was people being sworn into our country, but it just reminded me of how I grew up. You know, I live in LA, and I've always heard about the Watts riots, and saw footage of it. But then when it hit in '91, and they had them again, LA riots broke out after the Rodney King verdict. You know, it was a scary time because I know it's too far from there. You know, and they came pretty close to where I live. It's just brought a lot of memories back. And then you think about what JC was saying about the riots now, and it's just hitting home, all over again. Who have we become? Men of the brave. Well, who are the brave? I never served. Yeah, exactly. That too. They say it's a free country, but is it really? Wow, very nice. Nicely done. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Nick, I'm going to let you have the last say on this, and then we're going to put your piece on the board.
Honestly, I can follow that. This was a phenomenal piece. The rawness and the bluntness of it, is just so. It really nails society in general and how it is now, and really how it's always been. As far as I love the repeating of "Land of the Free, Home of the Brave," because it nowadays, and with every riot and stuff, it really questions, if that's applicable still. And there was a lot of truth to this, and I really liked it.
Thank you.
Amazing comment. Okay, let me get. Oh, your piece is on the board. I guess I did do it. All right,
Okay,
awesome job, Rose.
Thank you.
I have to refresh. I couldn't figure out what to read because I was 90 poems in my file and I couldn't figure it out, so I went with this one. It was a collab that me and my girlfriend put together.
You're breaking up, Nick.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
My girlfriend and I alternated stanzas on this one, so let's see if you like it. It's called "Wishes Do Come True," collab with Ashley Starlight. I cannot close my eyes. I've been waiting for this moment. I'm paralyzed. I know the next time I fall asleep, you'll be lying next to me. Like a thief in the night, you came and took my soul, fixed the broken pieces, and again made it whole. I knew from then this was not a mistake, and just one kiss was all it would take. Don't turn this hourglass upside down. I can't live in a world without you around. Once I took your heart as mine, it felt like a new beginning to time. My past now ceases to exist. My beautiful star only took one wish. In your arms I'll forever be, forever and after, for eternity. End poem.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is cool. I like it. This is, you did an awesome piece, bringing that rhyme together, bringing the feelings into it, and bringing your heart to it. Both of you, this is seamless. This is you can't tell who is who, because you two are on the same wave pattern. You two are on the same thought pattern. You have an equal feeling there, and I think that works out absolutely beautiful. You guys did a great job with that. Dave, what do you think about that?
Oh, I thought this was outstanding. If there was more people that thought like this, we wouldn't have all these riots going on right now. It just would not exist. And I like hearing stuff like this, and I think a lot of other people do too. It's a healing process that this country's going through. I might also add that the United States is not the only nation in the world that's going through these riots and all this other stuff. It's going on over in the UK and a lot of other places too, Ireland and where, in a lot of different places. It seems like the whole world is upside down. And I think we all should say a prayer and get the Lord in on this and say, hey, we got a mess down here, and I don't want to sound funny, but that's just what I kind of been thinking about lately. And I thought you did a really good job on this. Pat, your collaborator on the back, because she did an excellent job too. I thought this was a very heartwarming poem, and I loved listening to it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Before I get another comment, let's welcome to the show Big Verge. Hey, Verge, how you doing?
Yeah. Good evening, folks. I was summoned by your co-host, so I had to get on the show sharpish, I believe. Who demanded my appearance. So here I am, people. I hope everybody's well. I think I just heard Dave speaking, so I'm glad I'm on the show, because I do like when Dave's on the show, because he brings it very real, and I like people that are on that. So I hope we're in a real mood tonight, folks, because I think my contribution will also be very real tonight.
Awesome. All right. Let me get a comment from Linda. What did you think about Nick's poem? Come on.
Nick is such a beautiful writer. He always incorporates such love. And this poem, One Heart, One Gift, it was beautifully written. What an awesome hope and lover in this. It just strives for a future of love and yearning, and I just loved it. It was so happy and just so classy. Good job, Nick.
Thank you. And to put it in perspective, I did the first stanza, she did the second, and then it alternated me and then her.
Awesome. Let me see. I wanted a comment from Rack. Rack, what do you think?
I think it didn't matter who wrote which line, because based on this, your hearts are interchangeable. It was well done. There's a sense of longing in this that comes through, and the idea of, a wish that can come true. They say to reach for the stars, and sometimes people wish for impossible things, but there are so many wishes that you can make come true just by giving your heart to someone and being, open to them the way that you describe in this. And this is a beautiful example of that. It's hopeful, it's loving, it's touching. This is very well done, Nick. Great poem.
Thank you very much.
And lastly, let me get a comment from Polly. And Polly, I'm going to put your piece on the board after this.
Okay. Yeah, the second stanza, it was really, not resonated, but it really stood out to me. But, just that's how love kind of works. It just when you're not looking, it hits you, blindsides you. And I'm pretty sure that happened for both of you, no matter who wrote it, which makes it poetic. It's a beautiful thing, and I like that. I like the whole thing. Very nicely done.
Thank you.
And Paulie, you are on the board.
All right. There we go. Okay. So I just had a little fun with the Led Zeppelin song is all. Thought I'd just have some fun with it. No more rambling on. No need to ramble on. I have found the queen of all my dreams. Baby, when you show me how much you love me, you make me want to sing. How you love me, baby, because I love you, darling. How I need you, little lady. Your love is all I need. You drive me oh so wild. You're constantly on my mind. So much I lose track of time. The love I have for you, girl, I have for no one else. 'Cause being with you fills my mind with dreams of paradise right here on earth. And what I am shown, glimpses of you and I in our happy home, where magic fills the air. Summer leaves will fall, then turn to gold. Silver-lined clouds rain hope of a brighter day. Bronze sunbeams that shine warm our souls. Baby, bring me on home. To lavender hills and ocean so blue. Red rose petal paths to help me find my way back to you. There's nothing else I'd rather do than to fill my days loving you. Unicorn.
Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. I like the way you brought this forward, and to use a little Zeppelin as your influence. I think that rocks on, man. I do. I think you did a great job with this. Very romantic, very full of love and heart. And you did an awesome job with this. Nunya Biz, what do you think about this?
Thank you, Jay.
I think it was well written. I like how he went way more into detail and very later in the poem, talking about silver lining of the clouds and how the sun is compared and how it warms them together. Whoever his lover is loving. I really liked it.
Awesome comment. Dave, what do you think about that?
Oh, I thought this was really nice. I agree with what you said about Led Zeppelin. They're one of my favorite bands and always have been. They always seem to get the point across, and just like this poem did. And why not play with it a little bit? I think that's fun. We need to take our structure off the leash once in a while, I think. And I think you did a really good job with this. It says a lot, and it fits real well with the previous poem, I think. So good job. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
all right,
my
Boo.
favorite band. So.
Boo gets the last say on this, and then we're going to put her piece on the board.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you back, Paulie. I was wondering where you were. And no rambling on. Well, I'm probably the queen of that, so I really can't say anything about that. I love the music part of it too, but the love that you show here, how much you love me, how you make me want to sing. That's how you feel when you're in love. So happy and everything's great and cheery and chipper. And just you filled your mind and your heart and everything else. Shows how much you love this person, and you want to fill your days with her. And the music part of it, I think, really is cool too. But you did a great job, and a lucky woman.
It's all fictitious.
I'm wishful thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
She's there.
Yeah, right.
All right,
Thank
Boo.
you guys so much.
You're up.
You're welcome. Thank you, Paulie. Okay, this is quickie.
It's called Conscience Offering. Okay. Less is more, or so the saying goes, a common cliche, yet only few know. The secret to joy never comes in numbers, whether it's an account or from the people you're under. It's not a plane, or it's not in a tower. It's not in a house or a yard full of flowers. A pristine dreams may not last more than an hour. Give it a name or a date, it will soon turn sour. For what we can make nothing if we have no desire, the heart's sacred job is to delight and inspire. Yet take conscious heed of what action derives. A root without nature rarely survives. And poem.
Wow.
This is cool, Boo.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit different for you, but I think it's cool. I like the way you took this. You made it your own, and you told a story that was like slap in the face. Listen to what I say. I'm gonna grab you by the collar and shake you around a little bit so you can hear me. And I like the way you did that because it is something to wake people up. You know, it's like here's reality. Here's reality. This is how you do it. So what do you think? You like it or not? And I like the way you do that, Boo, because you don't cut corners. You don't go beat around the bush. You deliver straightforward, and I think that is always the amazing part. Rack, what did you think about that?
Yeah, this is great, Boo. It was a 1-2 punch. You came out and you nailed it. That the line, the heart's sacred job is to love and inspire. Job or whatever word you use. I mean, it was perfect. You know, there wasn't too much to this. You know, there wasn't a lot of extra anything. You got to the point, and you just hammered it home with very strong wording and very clear and beautiful imagery. Very well done.
Thank you, Rack.
And Linda, what do you think?
Oh, epically pretty. So nice, Boo. I thought it was wonderfully hopeful. What just fantastic words you have put on paper. I love the imagery of this. And I'm a big dream person because I dream with such just power and energy. And so I take a lot of truth from my dreams. But this, you have written this so cool. And this, I like this part. It's not on a plane and it's not in a tower. It's not in a house or a yard full of flowers. That is a perfect rhyme right there. And you did a really good job with that. The rhyming is just like beautiful. But yeah, this was a perfectly precious piece. Thank you for sharing this, Boo.
Thank you, Linda. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And Verge. You're breaking up, Verge. Hey, Verge, you're breaking up. You're breaking up, brother.
Find phones.
Dave, what do you think?
Oh, this has got Boo written all over it. I thought it was great. It's real true too. Yeah, it's really true. And you know, I find myself waking up. You know, I'm a dreamer. I'm Pisces, so you know, I don't. I get the dream when other people say, "Whoa, what's the matter with you?" I say, "Oh, I'm just a Pisces." But it's yeah, I agree with what Linda said about that, about the second stanza, the first two lines of the second stanza. It's not on a plane, and it's not in a tower. It's not in a house or a yard full of flowers. You know, it's whatever you make out of you know, your relationship with someone, and you know, you just have to learn to deal with the things that come along, and that's part of having a relationship with someone else. And it's not always tea and crackers all the time, you know, and so I think she addresses that really well here, and she said, hey, this is what it takes, and you know, we can never underestimate the power of Lady Boo here, so I think she did a really good job.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Let's
Dave.
see if we got
you.
Verge back okay. Verge. No, it's still breaking up really bad.
Maybe I'll send another link.
It'll only go to the one link, Boo. It defaults to the same link we send over and over again.
That's the key default.
Yeah, this is on Blog Talk. I don't blame it on anybody else. Blog Talk has that mess up until it clears up. So there's not much we can do about that. Let me ask. Paulie, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was just writing something in there in the comments. It's great. It's a great poem. It's a great reminder for me and myself. Something, joy comes from within, even though we have to pursue it on a daily. You can't always be happy. You can't always be joyful. You have to pursue it and do the things that trigger that emotion. And, I had to learn that all over again. And it's a great reminder. I like this one. Thank you, Boo.
Thanks, Paulie.
All right. And I guess we'll get one last comment from None of Your Biz. What do you think?
I actually liked the poem. There was one that I really standed out. Let me try to click on it again. It said by putting a date on it, like an expiration date on it. Like you don't want to do it. You just want to, if you have a dream, just do it. And it's just not by a pile of flowers. It's just you have to put time in and energy in pursuing that dream. So I think she really did it really well.
You are right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sid.
Yeah.
And you see there on the board, Paulie, Verge said he loves a little Zeppelin, and he loved your piece. Poor reception tonight for Verge, and I hope he's able to call back and say that. And Boo, he said your poem was really good. He's going to say straight down reality pipe. There you go. All right. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to read my poem, Boo. And so here we go. This is to today's prompt for National Poetry Week. And I call this Drowning Waves. And it goes like this. Crimson knees hit the sands. Tides, the brain mingle briny. A catalyst for predator and carrion. Lilac sky with the amethyst anger. Clouds that silence songs. A child weeps as a flower wilts. No clock tick ceasing for smiles. Deathbed whistles in the clouded grays. Veiled the weeping eye's tongue. The pyres drum in distant skies. Waves drown in the geostrophic breaths. End poem.
Whoa. That was a deep one. I'm going to have to read that one again. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to have to do a double take on this one, too. Wow.
Yeah, me too.
It was really colorful, JC. It really is tides in the brain mingle briny, a catalyst for predator and carrion, lilac skies with amethyst anger, clouds that silence songs. Wow. It's pretty heavy lines in this bugger, man, I tell you. A child weeps as flowers wilt, no clock tick ceasing for smiles. Deathbed whistles in the clouded grays, veiled the weeping eye's tongue. Wow. Jeez, I could just hear, what's that guy's name?
Geotropic breath.
Yeah. I don't even know what that is. But,
me either, but it sounds good.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, excellent poem, Jay. Excellent. Wow.
Yeah, geostrophic
Listen,
is the wind patterns in the atmosphere.
Oh, okay. Never heard it called that, but I'll believe you.
I think it has like two meanings, actually, Jay. I think I might see the metaphors here for the clouds, how they silence songs, and anger that could be about somebody who hurts somebody that you care for. The next one would be, maybe time goes so quick, so you better get a hold of it before you're on your deathbed and crying and wishing it for the shit that you wish you would have done or said. I don't know if I'm right, but that's what I see. What do you think, Rack?
Yeah, you're right. He's I want to say always, but very frequently speaks in metaphor, and you can usually read his poem straightforward and just take the story as it is and walk away smiling. But if you dig into some of the metaphors, there's additional meaning, like you're talking about that. When he mentions the skies and things like that, he's usually talking about the flood of emotions and other imagery like that he works into it to create the story that he does and present to us, a poem that on the surface seems to be about one thing, but, has quite a few other meanings to it in the background like an onion. And he does that very well, and he does that, usually in brevity, which, again, this isn't very long, so, I kind of put that in this category too. And very impactful choices of words that he uses makes it work so wonderfully and powerfully. This is a great poem, Jay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Linda.
Like a sad storm in life swirls us about. Our emotions are so easily put into turmoil. And this was an interesting poem in the way that the metaphor that he used was cool. And the imagery was nice, but the poem was built on metaphoric verses. And I think they were strong, but it was a poem that I read twice, and I'll read it again because it was cool. But to get the true emotions that were flowing through this, I would like to read it again. But JC, what a beautiful job!
Thank you so much.
Is Big V back?
Yeah,
and business, by the way, you can grab a poem, business, and you could read a poem too. I don't see one on the board for you because Pike's is locked, but feel free to grab one. I don't know who else is here, Jay. Sorry.
Well, business is here. You could ask her.
Business, get that. Hello. I thought she might be going to go get a poem, so I said that. Business, what do you think?
Are you talking to me?
None of your
business. Oh,
none of your
business. I think. Oh yeah, my bad. I'm quite new to this. My apologies. I have another device in my phone.
You're doing great.
So I think it has a lot of imagery in it. I really liked it. I liked how he put tides in the brain mingle briny. And from it, what it looks is the brain is 60% of water. So I like how he incorporated that with the ocean and salt, like salt water. That's what I got. And then, I felt like when he was talking about, anger, that's kind of like how, the ocean can be very calming. And then it also can be quite dangerous. In a stance. That's what I think.
Awesome.
I really liked it. You can
Thank
make a lot of
Thank
meaning
you so much.
with each stanza. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think Paboo, we can go in that direction right now if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
All right.
SoundCloud,
what I'm gonna? Yeah, no, I don't have a SoundCloud. First of all, I'm going to check Verge's line. Verge, check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Yeah, I'm talking, man. Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you sound great now. You sound great now.
Okay, well, I've changed.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm now sitting. You've got me on the floor. I'm sitting on the floor now. So. Yeah, man.
That's where we wanted you. Right where we wanted you.
Man?
What the fuck's going on?
No, I actually changed my internet feed. I'm quite lucky in the house I have. We have like about 3 different internet feeds that I can use, so I'm using a few different ones. Okay, well, quickly, let me dive in and say, yeah, Paulie, great poem, loved the Zeppelin influence, thought it was great. Boo, definitely, as I said, straight down the reality pipe. I love all that kind of stuff. You know me already, that when you get serious and you get real, that's the poetry I really love. JC, didn't get to hear yours, unfortunately, but it sounds as though you're rocking people's world. So I'm just glad that you can hear me, and now I shall be commenting, hopefully, on poems from now on.
Excellent. Well, let us welcome to the show Randall. Hey, Randall, how you doing?
Hey, Randall.
Good evening.
Hey. Hi, Randall.
Randall.
Yo.
I hope everyone is doing well. Good to hear from all of you.
Good to hear from you. Good to hear you, big bro.
Oh, bless you, brother.
We missed you, Randall.
I missed you guys too. I was on a bit of a sabbatical.
All right. Here's what we got going on, folks. We have our poem of the week, which we are going to spotlight on YouTube. So this will be the first one we put up there on YouTube. So
second, Jay.
Oh, second one? Okay, this will be the second one we put up there on YouTube. Oh, good. And this one right here is from a young man who really rocked our world last week. And we're ready to go ahead and say that this poem that he did this week is phenomenal. I was absolutely blown away when I read this, and congratulations to Imad the Scribbler. And this is called I Dream of Sahara, and it goes like this. I fell in love. It was a naive one childish, imaginary, and oh, beautiful. It was in a land ridden by a Hesperian sun and a vernacular moon that belongs to all the world. And it was a pretty maiden who is unexampled, not found anywhere else on God's good earth, dressed in humble peasant's clothes, and spoke a tongue so suave and pleasant to the ear like no other. I've always dreamt of peace and sweet surrender, and her presence was exactly that. I've yearned of carving my words of poetry on stones, outside caverns, underneath the foot of mountains, in the paper blue sky overhead, in the morning blue air, and every single where. And even in this wilderness of beauty, she was like a rose for a lonely desert, where seasonal clouds sailed by and solaced her sands, seldom shedding drops of rain where she stands. I sung songs that no poet or Mozart could ever indite, made architecture of noble stone, dry land's color, and rare splendor that no connoisseur can deride. Like the smidge of sea on a swallow's nib, I made the whirling world stand still. But behold, these are old reverie and rhyme, shed into the archives of time. Love is a fool's sickness, a wit stolen. Now, but here I'm done. I write this poem as an ode to the Hesperian sun. End poem. Wow. This is one of those poems that absolutely blows me away. I'm just like absolutely floored by this whole thing. I think it's beautifully put together and just phenomenal in the way that he brought this. Randall, what do you think of this?
This is poetry. The word phrasing is just spectacular all the way through. Like the smidge of sea on a swallow's nib, I made the whirling world stand still. But behold, these are old reverie and rhyme shed into the archives of time. Just marvelous phrasing here. And as it goes through, it's got such rhythm and such cadence. And then it's got a bit of a rhyme with this last one we tied it together. Not but here I'm done. I write this poem as an ode to the Hesperian sun, and just ends it on a grade A rhyme there in its simplicity. This is just fantastic. I love this.
Wonderful. And congratulations for a Poem of the Week. Mr. Verge, what do you think about this?
Couldn't agree with Randall more. This is poetry in its purest form. I can't commend the word choices enough. The styling, and your read was very complimentary of the quality of the verse, actually, JC. So I also compliment you on your read. I just thought this was really, wow. It's just so classic. It has such a classic feel to it. It was in a land ridden by a Hesperian sun and a vernacular moon. I mean, when you start with words like that, it can only engage anybody, particularly in the case of having the chance to listen to it, as we've done today with somebody reading it. Just a great job, Emad, and I am very impressed with this piece of work. It's not really my area of expertise, but one thing I would say, it was an incredibly engaging piece. Very, very, very good. Really enjoyed it.
And Dave, what do you think?
Well, I really like this, like everyone else says. To me, this had a really an ancient kind of a storyline feel to it, like he was maybe talking about, some of the love affairs, between a pharaoh and his queen, or something like that. That's kind of the way it hit me. I like what Randall had to say about sizing up the rhyme and meter on it, and the uses of things, metaphors and that. But to me, I was in love with the storyline on this poem more than anything else. It just sort of pulled me right in, and it's very picturesque the way it was worded. I just thought it was amazing. I can understand why it was, Poem of the Week. Really, really excellent work.
Okay, I want to blow people's minds just a little bit here, so I'm going to pull you all off of mute. He's 20 years old.
Awesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
20 years old and got that kind of quality in him already. Yeah, man, got a good future. Great future with the pen, without a doubt.
Jay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You remember the first show I did, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and I think I opened with it, and Boo would remember, whether a poet is made or a poet is born.
Yeah.
And we went back and forth. Remember that, Boo?
Yeah.
And we come to the conclusion that it's both, but this This gentleman here goes more on the born side. For 20 years old,
I agree.
Spectacular.
Exactly. Linda, what do you think?
Well, I go along with everybody else. This was poetry. It was a piece of art. And his love for a place, a time, it was impactful and honestly pretty. He painted a lovely picture of a place in his heart. And we all have them, but to explain it in this way is hard. And he did this effortlessly. I really loved it. And I'm amazed that someone so young has this insight and foresight and artistic temperament to create a piece of art like this. But I give you great kudos, my friend, the scribbler. Fine job.
All right, let's talk about works of art. And Linda, you're up next.
Let me get there. Uh-oh. Let me refresh. Dang.
After being out in the desert, you need to refresh.
Yeah. It's coming, guys. It's coming. I had to go all the way back this time. There we go. Ah! It took me back. Come on,
Jump
computer.
on the caribou. Come on.
Got those the snowshoe hares nibbling at the wires.
I got it.
I'm going to stop.
Okay, I got it. And after all this lovely, beautiful love stories and life, here's something silly. Once again, if I won $1 million, firsthand, I'd buy a fish and name him Gil. Then I'd get a dog and call him Will. A monkey that could ride a trike. A horse and I would name him Mike. A parrot who could sing and dance. A bear and I would call him Lance. A lion and I'd name him Scar. Maybe that's a bit too far. But next I'd buy a goat and name him Kid. Then I'd get a squirrel and call him Sid. An elephant that does some tricks. An antelope and name him Rick. A hippo and I'd call him Gus. A snake so big would be a must. And all the tiny rabbits I could save. And a seal which I could only call him Dave. An ocelot and call him Rory. But that's just really half the story. I'd buy a crocodile and call him Whiskey. 2 lemurs that are very, very frisky. A panda and a sloth so slow. A giraffe and I would call him Joe. Then I'd buy a spider from Brazil. And a llama that I would just call Bill. Then I'd buy an anteater, and yes, you're right, his name is Peter. Then I'd go and wrangle me a cow, and then some tiny piglets in their sow. The piglets I would wait to name. The sow, well, I would call her Jane. And then I'd get a duck, and obviously his name is Chuck. An orangutan, her name, and her beau, I'd call her Ann and call him Mo. Then finally, I think I'd take a rest before I go and get the very best. The best is only really you, and with the rest I'd buy a zoo. That's what I'd buy with all the cash. I hope that doesn't seem a little rash. In poem.
There's this one guy I watched on YouTube. His name is Paul Cafaro, and he is from Florida, and he just keeps getting animal after animal. And that's what this reminded me of. This reminded me of everything that he does, every single one of his things. And he's actually got one of his latest YouTube videos. He actually built a playground for his goats. And I was just watching that today, and I thought this was so cool. And yeah, exactly. And I love the way that you took this, and it's so clever. This is something that needs to be in a children's book right here. I'll put that out there right now. Rack, what'd you think?
I love all the animals. I can't resist imitating them as you start to mention them. This was really cool. You made me think that there's this lunatic like you. I don't know about Paul Cafaro, but I mean urban. You know, I grew up, you know, stone whatever tenements and buildings and rural whatever. Friggin' lunatic in Brooklyn tried to raise an alligator in his bathtub. No lie, an alligator.
Right. I heard that.
It kind of made me think of the absurdity of some of that. But, you know, if you had $1 million, you could afford to do that. So, you know, you could buy a pretty big bathtub with $1 million. So
that's right.
This was, like you said, this was just an exercise in fun. And it was very well rhymed, and you know, exactly as promised. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
And Verge, what do you think?
I mean, you know, Mrs. Noah, you know, going into a little art journey with all her animals and all her rhyming. I really. What does one say about a poem like this? It's a bit Dr. Seuss-ish as well, I think. Has a little taste of that flavour, which is quite cool. But I agree with you, JC. I think children's book definitely it works. Good.
Thank you, Verge.
It's just very. Having heard a few of your more witty poems of recent, it's very Linda. That's what I will say. Very, very cool.
Thank you so much. It's all about the fun. You know, I like to write stuff that makes people laugh. And I think I'm better at that than writing love stuff. I just like the fun poems. So I'm glad you guys got a little laugh from this.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. It is definitely fun.
And None Your Biz, what do you think about it?
I really like the poem. I like how she gave every animal a name. I really tried to click on the link. I'm having some technical difficulty just on the chat, but I was just hearing it. I really liked it a lot.
Thank you.
And Boo, what do you think?
Oh, I thought this was so cute and so fun. And your rhyme is always spot on. With syllable for syllable, it's unbelievable. And you know, everybody has something they like to do. They're a niche that they do, and you do that well. The fun ones, you do them all well. But I love your sense of humor and your personality. It comes out in these kind of right. Awesome job, Linda. Entertaining.
Thank you, Boo.
Made me smile. You're welcome.
Right on. That's what it's all about, sister.
Randall, if you want to say something, then we're going to put your poem on the board next.
Yeah, Jay. If Dr. Doolittle could write poetry, this is what it would sound like. This was quite cool. It had a lot of elegance to it. It should be in a child's book. It reminded me of Shel Silverstein's Where the Sidewalk Ends.
I'm getting a lot of that lately.
Very cool.
That's a good thing, Linda.
Thank you, Randall. Yeah, well,
all right.
I'm getting a book together of my poetry, so I'm hoping to do a children's book soon, very soon. Anyway, go ahead, Jay.
Very cool.
Yeah, well, what I'm going to do right now is Randall's going to be next. Dave is going to be right after him. So, Randall, you're up.
Okay. Did Boo, you put this one in?
Yeah.
It's on the board.
Unless you want to.
Okay. No, this is cool. All right. is one from a month ago. Tyranny of cold. Each step but a frozen crackle of tired, disgruntled faces, peering behind frigid armor, while beauty hides under solid layers and thin whispers are but excuses for spring, whistling through shameless branches in naked defiance before night was bare, decadent darkness against twitching shadows working alone as dead messengers lie scattered on natural battlefields after super tales are told of falling seasons. End of poem.
Oh, wow. This is like hazy shade of winter right here, my friend. I really like the use of the seasons and stepping forward. And it's almost like we're never going to see that spring in the time that we're in. And there's a lot of people who are weary and exhausted about what we're doing and what's going on. And I really like the way that you bring this out, because this is something that just is, it's like, can we get over this time that we're in? Can we fight this time? Can we make it through? And I think that you got some awesome message here. I really like this.
Thank you, Jay. I'm glad you could see behind the veil as far as what's going on. We've been in the winter for a while, but I think this summer and into the fall holds a lot of blessings for us. Shout out to the digital soldiers. Thank you.
There you go. Verge, what do you think about this one?
Oh, Randall, man, you're always offering us so much. Well, I'm just making sure we don't break up. You're always offering us so much in these simple words that you choose. The winter, in the way that I'm perceiving this. Sorry, I feel like I'm distorting a lot here. The winter, as I perceive this, applies to more than the season. It applies to the phase of humanity, the phase of life that we're going through currently, that we want to come out of these dark, cold times that, in this case, I'm going to use the C word, that COVID has brought, and find the light again and find the happiness. Just a beautiful piece of work again, and very, very succinct. I like the fact that it was very brief. It didn't go on and on. It doesn't need to, because it says all that it needs to within these few stanzas. So, as ever, a pleasure to hear you not only read the poem, but a pleasure to have you on the show, man. So, thanks, bro. Very, 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 very sweet, as ever.
Well, thank you, Verge, so much for your gracious comment here. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
Rack, what do you think?
Yeah, this is gorgeous, Randall. From the perspective of the tree and the effect that the seasons are having on it, the falling leaves and the wind whistling through the branches, like everyone's saying, it could be taken way more than just, a tree in the wintertime. It's, the effects of life on, us as the tree. And it's really very poignant and thought-provoking.
Well, thank you, brother. Yeah, I'm sure most of you guys are aware, but if you get into personification on natural objects or inanimate objects and put a human persona onto it and view it from the natural characteristics of what the image is, it'll broaden a lot of parameters for your writing. I'm just throwing that out there, guys and gals. And that means it's wide open when you look at it from the perspective of that animal, but you give it soul and spirit and how it perceives the world. It just opens doors. Thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm. And Boo, what do you think?
Oh, I mean, I agree with everybody else, but I think here you're also talking about oppression in the government and all the other things that are going on in the world that we need to pay attention to. And super tales are total falling seasons, but there is a light around the corner that it's coming. If we bear the decadent darkness, we will see the light. I love it, this brevity. I think your point is beautiful as always. Your voice is beautiful when you read it, and I thought it was amazing.
Thank you, sweetie. And you're right. The Great Awakening is upon us, for those who know what I'm talking about. So better days are coming. Thanks, sweetie.
You're welcome. Taking it back.
Dave, you get the last say, and then we're going to put your piece on the board.
All right. Well, just because Randall and I think so much alike in lyrics and stuff, it reminded me of a song, and it kind of flows like one. And I'm buying a new guitar amp here pretty quick, and I'm going to see if I can snatch this into a poem and into a song and see what I can do with that. Anyway, everybody said just about all I have to say about this thing, I think. Huh?
Oh, I've got Linda wanting to make one comment after you're done, so we're going to let her comment on this as well. So go ahead and finish your comment,
okay.
Dave.
Oh, well, and I was just going to say that I really like this. We've had a really crappy winter up here in Oregon. Had a ton of snow last year, and, I think that there's a dual meaning in this poem, like most everyone has said, anyway. But I thought it was really well done. I always like the way Randall writes, and I always enjoy listening to him read his stuff and reading it myself. So, way to go.
Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. God bless you.
Yeah.
All right.
You're welcome.
And Linda, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I thought that was really beautiful, Randall. It's like it's an Alaskan spring. You were writing about what's going on here right now because it's spring. We all know it's spring, but the weather doesn't know that. And what's really cool is to be outside and like when you mentioned stepping down on the crunch, you could hear the crunch. Underneath the ice is breaking, and we had snow up until a couple of days ago, and now it's 50 degrees outside in Alaska. It's like your poem just was totally a lesson on Alaskan spring, but I thought it was a beautiful ballet, and that's what I felt your poem was, just a beautiful ballet. So thank you, Randall. It was very beautiful.
Thank you, dear, so much. Probably mostly we've been in a long winter, have felt a little trampled where you can hear the crackle creaking in yourself here. But we're coming out of it. Get through these last tail ends of the storm. Thank you, dear.
Right.
All right, and Dave, you are up, my friend.
Okay, first of all, let me preface this poem a little bit. I know everybody has friends that they wonder why they're still friends with them sometimes, and I got to thinking about this guy, and I met him when I was really into motorcycles more than I already am. Anyway, this is called Undefined, and it goes like this. Doesn't like the president, didn't like the one before, can't be bothered to vote, still he complains. Listen to me, still remains, pretzel logic bailing his leaky boat, no truth inside his warped paddles, lopsided words and brand X rhetoric, doesn't like the weather, dreams of California, doesn't like all the people there, but he won't tell you that. Tries to make you feel whether you've ever been to Nirvana or just actually nowhere. In his eloquent tongues of bric-a-brac, has his own following pack that doesn't seem to care. He's their very own prima donna. throw them all in a bag together, cast them into a supermassive black hole, for they would not fall in. There's no mass inside to extol. 0 divided by 0 is undefined, I'm told. End poem.
I'm sorry, I have to laugh at this because I've met these people. Well, for one, for you, Dave, this is a brevity. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it is, isn't
it? What a great story. What a great story, and a very relatable one. I think that you have done something quite eloquent here, in that you have brought forth in a poetic way someone who is the ultimate optimist. No, I'm just kidding. An ultimate pessimist. Everything is wrong.
Yeah.
Everything is wrong. Nothing is right. Woe is us. Woe is me. And I wish I was on the greener side of the fence. I wish everything was better. Oh my gosh, I'm living next to a smokestack, and I can't breathe any fresh air. And it's like, oh my God, just shut up already.
Yeah.
I know those people.
Really?
I know those people. And it's like you're sitting at work and you're trying to get work done, and you got this person that's complaining about every little thing. And you feel it, and it eventually gets to you. And it's like, shut up already. I like this. I like the way you went with this, because there are those people around, and we have to live with them. And unfortunately, we can't let them bring us down, though. And that's the one thing I really take out of this is, they're around, but let's not let them bring us down. Verge, what do you think of this one?
I think he's talking about me. That's what I'm going to say. I think he's talking about me.
I hope not.
Well, I do as well, but I kind of. It's an interesting one, Dave. As I said earlier, I love what you bring to this show, because you bring up a real raw truth about things, about people, about society, and I think this is very reflective of. I actually think it's very reflective of more people than we probably acknowledge to be this way. There are people that mask this type of mentality behind getting on with life and doing what they've got to do, but deep down, they really feel like this. And I think that's what I take from it. I really like it. I'm going to make a request, JC, that you find a spot for me pretty soon after this poem, because I think Dave would like what I've contributed today, because it reflects on this as well, and this whole idea of like, are you just being an arse, or are you trying to keep things real in terms of all this moaning and groaning? Because if you really want to make a change, then make a change. But if you're going to sit in your house alone and then go out and do exactly the same thing day after day, then what are you contributing to making things better? Now I'm making the comment, the last thing I'll say is it also makes me think of George Carlin. And he talks in one of his stand-ups about, the American dream, and in actual fact, it's a nightmare, right? And I think that there's a lot of really clever sardonic humor in this piece. Really good job, Dave. Really enjoyed it. But as I say, I hope you'll get to hear what I do to what I've offered tonight, because I think I'd like to hear what you think about that as well down the line. But yeah, really enjoyed this. Clever writer.
Oh, don't worry, Verge.
Thank you, Verge.
Your piece is on deck, Verge. So there you go.
Okay, cool, right. Thank you.
Randall, what do you think about this?
Oh, I thought he did a great take on energy vamps. I mean, we've all been around them. I thought it was quite intelligently done in a satirical way. Yeah, when you come away from those people, we've been around them, and you feel like you've been drained of your energy because they don't have any themselves, so they just act like vacuum.
Yeah.
They'll suck the life out of you.
You know, vampires.
Yeah, energy camps. Yeah, the pizza's well done.
Thank you, Randall. Thank you.
Linda, what do you think?
Mr. Prophet. Some people just
she always
suck.
says that.
But no, this was great. And I get it because I used to have one of those persons around me, and it went like this. Mommy, Mom, Mommy, Mom, Mom, until you just went, okay, what? But that unending picking and prying that gets you. But your poem was funny. I liked it a lot, and just you have to endure, sometimes the presence like that. And I'm sorry that you had to go through it like I did, but I had 4 of them that did that to me, so it was all in place. But a very funny poem, dude. Very funny.
Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you.
And Boo.
I like this statement. It's funny. I love listen to me still remains pretzel logic, bailing his leaky boat. And this is the beginning of those who didn't vote, can't be bothered to vote, yet he still bitches. The people that bitch about this country, it's like, if you don't like it, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Why are you even here? And kind of see that too. Doesn't like the weather, but dreams of California, but dreams about it and talks shit about it, but never does anything about it, Those who talk the talk but never walk the walk. That's what I see here. And pretty much straight up in your face, the way that I like, the way that you do it. And I think it's kind of funny too. So awesome job, Dave.
Oh, well, thanks. This guy, he's always, if you lived in California, he'd be talking about Oregon. If you lived in Oregon, he'd be talking about California.
Everything's always better.
It's always better, and he interrupts you when you're trying to. He asks you a question, and then you start to give it back to him, and he interrupts you, and you just want to say, "Shut the fuck up," God, it just drives me nuts. And I started, bitch slapping. I was thinking about this yo-yo the other day, and I thought, I gotta unload on this guy a little bit, But anyway, he moved up to. Yeah, well, he moved up here from California, and then he was bitching because he lives out in the gorge, Columbia River Gorge, and it's terrible weather out there until it gets to summer, and then it's windier than hell, and he then he's bitching about that. Jesus Christ, the goddamn weather out here is terrible. Well, no shit, you're living in the gorge, you dumbass, It's crazy.
No matter where you put me, bitching. Yep.
There you go. All right.
He's always done something better than you too,
Of course.
Negative.
Of course. And here we go, folks. We got the Verge is on the board, so here we go.
Keep it real. So, for real, what is the deal with keeping it real? It's just an expression that has no test pressing of things some be stressing its message be sending. I'm just asking the question, because what it's invented seems to be an excuse for dub moves people choose. I prefer keep it true. But don't get it confused, I do know the coup. What I see as true may not work for you, which leads me back to the question at hand, because the issue I have is with how people choose to use it like voodoo. Some metaphysical, mystical principle, ritual that when undertaken, some would say is spiritual. Okay, calm yourself, V. That's clearly too deep for peeps in the streets. I agree. Let me change up the theme. Now, apparently, for some keep it real means they can rob and steal like it's their daily meal. And not just in the streets, I mean corporate peeps. How real are the heads of financial trends it would seem they conceal, rather than keep it real, and could clearly care less about truthful concepts. They conceptualize clearly different vibes, more like keep it mine. And for those they define as minds out of line, the line they've designed is keep them confined. Just like the fine rhymes from poetic minds who use all their might to write for the blind, whose vision of real can be quite surreal, indeed quite bizarre. When realness they deal in leaves young broken hearts, they're real like white sharks that hunt in the dark and seem to like fights that leave nasty marks because of the wars that people endure, because they are real and are not quick to kneel. Talking of kneeling, when girlies be squealing, how real are they being? You know what I'm meaning. Of a morning or evening, these girlies be dealing like poker sharks scheming. Of course, there are good ones who deal in real love, but they are the ones who I'm speaking of. The ones I speak of are real. Yeah, real fake. No need to debate. Fake hair, fake eyes, fake nails, fake minds. The one thing that's not fake is what's between their thighs. Most now should wear signs. I keep it open, but there is a price. And no, I'm not joking. These girls are real broken, so I'll speak on the guys, real gangster or prankster. These days you will find an abundance of slackers whose gangster defines a big crock of lies and being called wanksters. When it comes to the women, these wanksters contrive to drop the right lines, verbal or white, to get women smoking the wrong kind of pipes. This time, I am joking. Quick question. Am I? My rhymes are inclined to summarize times and human designs that people live by, unlike keep it real. That's just a cool line behind which people hide. How about keep it right? Or as said, keep it true. Well, let me just tell you, my theme's keep it me. If you can't keep it there, then folks tell me where. Too many conceal and see more appeal in keeping it far from who they really are. So buy into stars that haven't seen Mars or planets afar because they're right here. Humans, get it clear, who walk down the road of acting for show. How real can they be, even when they're off screen? I believe keep it clean and now keep it me, so nobody can try to say that I lie, because what I now feel is most people conceal and don't like to reveal. So what is the deal when they say keep it real?
That's excellent.
That's what I'm talking about right there, Verd. That absolutely rocks. I love it. I love the way you do that. Yeah, this is like a big slap in the face to those people. You know, you might as well just, if you're not being yourself, then what are you being? If you can't be you, then who are you? Who are you, and what is this fake that you're living with? And I really like this, Verge. I like the way you brought it forward and the way you did everything. Amazing job.
Thank you.
Dave, I'm going to let Dave make that first comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Oh, this was great. You know, I can't stand all the goddamn buzzwords that are thrown around nowadays. Keep it real. Insane. You know, that's... oh my God! Every time you turn around, somebody's going, "Oh my God!" And now they abbreviate it and say "OMG."
OMG.
What a load of horse shit! Yeah, they can't. If they had a mouthful of shit, they couldn't say so. You know. I just loved every syllable in this poem. Fake hair, fake eyes, fake nails, fake minds. Boy, that's no shit. Fake minds. Isn't that the truth? Some of these people couldn't pour piss out of a boot with directions on the heel. They're dumb as post, you know, and all the bullshit that they sling around. They try to make you buy into their buzzwords and their vernacular and stuff, and make you think that they know what they're talking about when they don't know sheep, herds, and coffee beans. You know, I mean, goddamn, this was priceless. This is priceless. Verge, I loved it.
Great, I'm glad you did.
That was hilarious, Dave.
Linda, what do you think?
I loved it. Well, I love all your stuff, Big Verge. You know that. But yeah, keep it real. As far as I'm concerned, that means I'm gonna try to sell you an ocean. And then if you buy that, I'm going to sell you the moon. Keep it real. Do what I want. And I say I do what I want. And, you know, I don't know about all these you know, buzzwords. I try to stay away from that stuff. And I'm really not around it because I'm up here in Homer, Alaska, and there's not a lot of that stuff going on. But it's real up here. It's really real. So I can say keep it real. Your poem is great. It really brings things out. And you know that the slackers and the gangsters, they're silly immature. The guys that are walking around with their pants sagging down by their knees, what for? Because I don't want to see your butt crack. Pull the pants up. Pull your pants up, then talk to me. And you know, it goes... Yeah, it just all this stuff, you know, and it's like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I know people are trying. There's always a trend on something. You know, there was bell bottoms, then there weren't bell bottoms, and then they started sagging their pants, and that's not going away because it still keeps coming and coming, and they get saggier and saggier. And I don't get it. And I'm thinking if you have any intelligence, real intelligence, you're going to pull your pants up. That's a cry for help. That's a cry for, look at me, keep it real,
I'm an idiot.
keep it real. Yeah, I'm not saying they're all idiots because
God.
I know some of them might have an ounce of sanity in their brains, but they're so wrapped up in keeping it real with everybody else that they don't look as a single mind. They're like a part of like on Star Trek. Yeah. What was that? 7 of 9 was, I forget the tribe she was from.
The Borg?
Anyway, yeah.
The Borg.
That's right.
There you
the
go.
Board,
yeah.
and it's like everybody's
collective,
a piece of that now, and you have to break away from that to really live life, because if you're part of the Board, you're not living life, and that's all I have to say about that.
Thank you, Linda.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
Randall, I agree.
Yeah, this is I think the intelligence and sophistication in this is incredible. Besides the rhythm by the recordable voice, Big V, you're a voice incredibly critical. It's entrancing. But I think it was what tickled me the most about it was this is so unique. It's a mesh of Dr. Seuss meeting the most elegant beat at the same time. So this is just very cool. Well done, brother.
Thank you, Randall. It's always a pleasure to hear you comment. And I really take your words very, very seriously. So I thank you for your kind words. Thank you.
Yes. Well done, brother. You got amazing style.
Thank you.
And Boo.
Yeah, you know, it's usually those ones that are telling you keep it real that are the biggest fakes around. And with no real, they fucking tripped over it. So done in your style, it's right in your face. All the exclamation points and all the words that you use. I mean, every line is good. Just like the fine rhymes for poetic minds who use all their might to write for the blind. Real can be quite surreal. It just, I agree with Randall. This could be a song or any on the radio any day of the week. Too bad these quote real ones won't listen. Fake hair, fake eyes, fake nails, fake minds, fake. You see it all the time. Fake tans, fake hair, fake nails. Like nobody's real. When you get her home and she's a whole different person, and vice versa. This is really, really good, and I love your style too. Truth, which the real ones probably won't even read, sadly.
Thank you, Boo. And finally, obviously, I need to kind of put my final stamp on it. I actually share this because of conversations you and I have had recently, Boo, because we've been talking a lot about this recently, about how fake everybody is seemingly in this day and age. And I would say that that's why I was saying that Dave's poem reflects a little bit on me, but then in using this poem to explain why I'm saying that, it's like but I am keeping it real. If I'm moaning, it's because I think that there's something genuinely worth moaning about, rather than just moan for the sake of it. And as I said earlier, just then go back to the same thing that you claim that you want to stand against. And I find that we have too many youngsters buying into that. That's why it was such a pleasure to hear the Scribbler's poem earlier from a 20-year-old who actually is clearly one who is trying to keep things real. But I think the other thing that I have to add is this whole celebrity culture, the whole the Big Brother. God, how fake can a television show be that's claiming that these people are being real when they damn well know that everything that they're doing is being filmed and is on camera for the world to see? And people are like, I have to watch that. I have to, because this one's going to... And I'm like, do you not realise how fake all this stuff has become, that we are literally living in some kind of mirage that Hollywood now wants to take beyond their little hill in the mountain, and they want to put it across the world globally. So that is really the fundamental gist of the poem. And I have to also add that, as I said, be careful with these actors, people. We're seeing actors come out and tell us about COVID, about this, about that, and we seem to forget. I saw a very interesting interview with Sarah Paulson, where she turned around and said, don't you people realize that we are paid to lie? That is our job. We are paid to be liars. So, as I said in the poem, when they're off screen, how do you know that these people aren't putting up a front? And that's where I'll end it. But thank you all very much for your kind comments, and I'm glad you appreciate the poem.
Awesome. And before we go on, I want to go ahead and say what we got coming up. Tuesday, do not miss out. Sky is going to be here at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, book versus movie. She's doing the Radium Girls. Definitely something to check out. Great story. She's got a bunch of quotes. You don't need to write exactly to the story. You can just write to the quote. So we'll be going on with that. Check that out. Wednesday, noon Eastern, we have Our House, where we're going to catch up with any poems we may have missed during the weekend. And Friday, it's going to be Lizzie's farewell show. This will be her last show hosting for La Cosa Nostra. What's that, Boo?
Oh, never mind. Ignore that.
Yeah, it is this Friday coming up, Friday the 30th. So come join her. Come join her. We don't want her to go, but she's got some stuff going on in life that she's got to deal with. So she says, pick your favorite song and write about it. It's going to be at 9 o'clock Eastern on Friday. Something to definitely check out. Without further ado, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to a audio clip, and we're going to play a little Rob Cohen. And here we go.
Leave this town, dead or alive. Spin 3 coins, spin 3 coins, spin 3 coins. Shake and rattle a leap year birthday party. Webbed Pavlovian spell. Ring, ring, ring chimes your bell. Creeping stairs, hull tissue singing. Dangling weeds blew in misty wind. Bottled vineyard captured the genie. Jane so sweet. Catholic folded lawn chair. Slammed shut, breaking buckled knees and crunching maple leaves. Night swimming came undone, under lurking beige and blue flashlights. Run, run, run. Oil lamp in wood fire smoke. Peat bog storeroom feels flaming thoughts. In your ear I whisper of the Third World War and 3 well-worn words. Behind my skew cone confessional letter, your spine shimmered phosphorus lilacs into the sunset on a Cadillac passenger seat. Sink me with citrazine tea, with honey and morphine postcards, wrapped, signature signed, sincerely sweet in pistol shots.
Very powerful piece. I almost see like a youth growing up in a youth society where we were young adults, we were young people. We played some things, and we took things more on a whimsical tone, a tone that we didn't hold on to until later. And then, of course, I see his signature hold on the what's it called, the surrealist movement, and how that gets brought into the whole thing. But there's a youth movement straight into this, and it's very, very descriptive and imagery filled, and that's the main thing I see within this. Randall, what do you think about this?
Yeah, this had I agree with you. First off, it's very well written. I love the cadence. It's like if Salvador Dali were king and had a minstrel in the gallery that was a poet during the Renaissance, with a spice of today in it. That's what this would sound like. It was very cool. I love listening to it, and quite enthralling. Storytelling, I love it more, and all the other things in between. I thought it was really well done. I liked it.
Absolutely. And Dave, what do you think?
Well, I have to admit this was a little over my head, but I kind of agree with what you said about it, Jay. I don't know. The storyline in it is interesting. I thought it was real picturesque. I like the word usage that he used, the way he put these words together and stuff is real interesting. Under lurking beige and blue flashlights, I like that. Night swimming came undone. Run, run, run. Yeah, it was a cool poem. It's one of these kind of poems I'd have to read through a couple more times before I got the gist of it. Don't mean to be so dense. That's just the way I am. But
no.
Anyway, huh? No, I
understand that completely.
You know, well, I'm a retired mechanic, and I have to look at things as they show themselves to me. You know, I've just never learned to really appreciate the finer points of poetry. But anyway, I can tell the difference between a piece of shit and a really nice poem or a masterpiece. You know, and that's the way this one hit me. Is it's somewhere in between masterpiece and a great poem. So anyway,
awesome.
I better be quiet.
Yeah, you're fine. Verge, what do you think?
Actually, Dave, I'm with you. It's over my head, man. I'm like, where is this going? Where is this taking me? The only thing that I can really take from it was the first 3 lines: spin 3 coins, spin 3 coins, spin 3 coins, and the title. It took me back to childhood and certain lines in it. Jane so sweet, Catholic folded lawn chair, slammed shut, breaking buckled knees and crunching maple leaves. Yeah, visions of other children that I grew up with, elements of that, but essentially, leave this town dead or alive. I'm like, I noticed Wayne made a comment where he uses the word abstract, which I keep saying about Rob's work. It's incredibly abstract. As I say, I'm amazed so many people get it or seem to think that they get it. A lot of the time I don't. I really don't. anybody gets upset when they see it. He's inspired me, and so has Boo. I wrote a piece today called Abstract, where I'm saying I can't be doing with too much abstract thought. Give me clear thought, clear messages, so that I get what you're trying to say. That would be my comment about this. It's not a disrespect thing at all. It's just like many people say they appreciate abstract paintings or art. I'm like, no, I don't get it. But others do, each to their own, I guess. But as I said, Dave, don't feel, no, it doesn't mean that you're stupid or anything like that. It just means that, you know what, this isn't, as we've established today, in a very forthright way, keeping it real. It keeps it real in Rob's world. I can see that it does, and I can see that obviously those who appreciate it must feel the same. But for me, I'm trying to find what the reality is within these words. That's what I would say.
Excellent. Rob's world. Okay. Boo. There you go.
You said it, JC. You said it, brother.
Well, okay, I think about the spinning of the coins and what happens when you spin a coin on its side. It slowly loses energy and it starts wobbling around. So that's what kind of how aging and the aging process is. That's what I think this is about. I don't know if I'm right, but that's the way it looks to me. And it's kind of haunting, actually, whether you die of free will or you die a puppet like the rest. I like the wording with honey and morphine postcards, wrapped signature signed sincerely sweet and pistol shot. This one is really abstract, but I think he's talking about aging and leaving the mindset that we have here. That's what I think. But either way, it gets people talking and it's interesting, right? So great job.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and continue our audio. And let's do a little Titus, who I've seen out on the board. Get better, Titus, that's all I'm saying.
Our courtship, sonnet crown. It speaks of 3 chance meetings before we were meant to be together. Far from wanton, dejected by this time, what force of nature was at hand that day to steal the pure of heart? If it be crime, fate ushers in the silent witness, Tray. Some of the most unlikeliest places, treasures are found, fondly not forbidden, longing has begotten since tiny traces, Tourmalina eyes indeed have hidden. Gusto has so enlivened me, this invite. The tiny corner love opens wider. Her eyes begin to smile in ways moonlight shines. But how much could there be inside her? Love has spoken in ways silence deters, not to speak of love. Caring she prefers. Caring as a worldly good that with faith to show more precious within. This love it forbids. The sake of love, the word, so we'll tell no. Truths are perhaps so right to close those lids. Time the healer appeals to one's nature. Labor as the arduous task maker, encouraged to serve the love by stature. Time will tell, should ours become the taker. To speak the truth in hindsight, remedy that not so handsome men have the appeals. We in depth have got along splendidly. Sincerely felt is what true love conceals. The depth of luxury between good friends in fairy tales is this, where love transcends. In chaste were we, it had never mattered. The latent expiry between friends ensued, as for the good cause the dreams it shattered. With mind agape more distance was pursued, for the good reason why, though forest dale have I, to twain encumber with this throne, that in your furthest mindset shall prevail Your luck was once a love, it was on loan. If should you on a bright day find a ridge, then uppermost for which against the grain your Adelon over to Woodside Bridge, whereby a second chance shall ease refrain. From whence I came, it was a dearly roam, a fetch from not so far, near to your home. I've kept on a torn piece of pink paper her address in India, the first time we met, Missouri, one's place, in case we taper furthermore. It sways towards the sunset, bestowed to face the love of a mother whose only daughter serves as a betrothed. Try, keep the rain from falling, come over, while tears on parting leave a trace to both. It's in the furthest sense I am not safe. 6 weeks is merciful, 2 years like death. I am reminded to hold on to faith, the time it takes to find one's final breath. Patience alone stirs the brunt of a weight, without her cannot further hesitate. The letter, without further notice what I've written, added unto these letters worse for wear, like I who have weakened lately smitten, still my lasting thoughts are with you to share. The day you left was the second parting. Begins the book about the far reaches, epic nature, though love it's still smarting, on the face of it nothing it breaches, about a goddess on whose chariot she is sat, and across the sky she flies. It is I who holds that lariat, to lure in forever their air denies. It is you more a nymph feeling, so small, I would have answered had you called at all. Least expected it was my father called. She is here, he said. Stalling had failed, that can't be true, I said. It struck a chord, ironing among the many clothes detailed a welcome thought my father on his way. For reasons unbeknown to me she'd ask, and falsely both denying this some day, the way my love arrived to lift my mask. A smile from cheek to cheek it will endure, the constant love between a couple who have distance and a view which I am sure is she would not deceive me like the dew. Bright sunny mornings greet her arrival, the sun whose rise to keep love's revival. Constant as the days are long, the shortfall beckons before setting off. Our last night together brightens the full moon thus. All but once in a blue moon there's an invite. I still cherish the moment when she said, Mum wants to meet you, over and beyond anywhere I've been. Yes, paradise I'm led to believe in angels. Faith will respond. Together we have reached the dizzy heights. Only clouds could be seen. I simply gazed into the atmosphere where there are lights. I've travelled long and hard to be amazed. Delhi with its devilled heat should be waved. It glowed, we know in her, I having saved.
Wow. What a story, what a romance, what a way to blow us away. Definitely am eventually going to pick up his book, check his profile out, and you can order your book. This is the love story of him and his wife, and such a brilliant story it is, how he just never gave up. And this is just absolutely stunning and beautiful. And, of course, Linda, you get to start the comments on this one.
If I was a poem, that would be the poem I'd want to be, because that was so fucking beautiful. The whole thing, it just was.
I agree.
I was just, from the first word, I was captured. And I couldn't get uncaptured from that. Every line he read, every word he said, just encapsulated me more. This was a beautiful piece of art, and his love story with his wife is such an amazing story, and he could write about love like nobody else can. When something brings tears to my eyes, and I'm not a wuss, I'm a pretty strong woman, but when things bring tears to my eyes, I know that there's something about that piece of art or whatever that is special, and this did that for me. It brought me to a point of tears, of loving and longing and yearning and heartbreaking and heartwarming. I just loved every minute of it. You rock, Titus.
I felt like what was the story? I'll think of the movie here in a second, but that was the one with gosh, this is going to kill me. Dave, comment while I think of it.
The Notebook Day? The Notebook Day?
No, not the Notebook. It's the one with Brad Pitt.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Legends of the Fall?
The three brothers.
Legends of the
Fall. Yeah.
Legends of the Fall. Yep, that's what this reminds me of. Kind of the feel behind it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Mhm. Wow, I don't know. I just sat here spellbound when I was listening to this. I can't say anything intelligent about it. I mean, it's just beautiful. The music that he put in with this and the way he reads it and stuff is. I agree with you, Linda. It's almost enough to put you in tears in places. You know, it really is. And I mean, if you're not a piece of shit, you care about things, you know. God, it's just, I don't know. I'm not doing a very good job of saying what's on my mind here, but man, every time I've listened to him read one of these things, you know, he's inspiring. And like Vert said a little while back, on a couple poems back, he said he was inspired even though he didn't understand a poem. And I get that way all the time. And this is one of those times when I read this and I thought, now this is the way you should write poetry, you know. I mean, at least once in a while, you know. And God, it's just, I don't know. I really like this. You know, I don't think any of the keeping it real folks would even understand this at all. But who gives a shit about them? But anyhow.
Keep it real, Dave.
Yeah, I know. I'm keeping it real. Yeah. Oh my God. It's insane.
Yeah. Gotta know what Verge thinks about this.
Yeah, let's hear Verge.
Okay, here we go. Simply, I put in the comments, simply epic. Epic is what this was. The delivery, the tone, the music, the words, the story, epic, man, but beautifully so. My favourite line, again, it's one of these poems that we could, again, Bruce said it before, certain poems could encapsulate an entire 3-hour or 2.5-hour show. This would be one of them. But the line that really caught me, because it took me away from a man, woman, in terms of a girlfriend, boyfriend, or wife, husband, but a mother to a son as well. Love has spoken in ways silence deters. Not to speak of love, caring, she prefers. Just stunning. What a relationship they must have. What a journey they clearly took to find that, as he says at the top, finding out that they were meant to be together. I know you've got G on now, she's trying to call, right, JC? So we've got the India connection right on time. It's just a stunning piece of work, Titus. Great rendition. Totally, as they said, you just captured from the first line right to the end. Great job. Really enjoyed it. Thanks for sharing, man. Thanks.
Awesome comment. All right, next up, we are going to put on a little Joseph. Yeah, you may. Go ahead, Boo.
Yeah, I'm just going to say he writes about her a lot, and beautifully. Who doesn't want this? I mean, everybody wants something like this, and it's just, it's beautiful. Far from wanting, dejected by this time, all the things they had to go through, all the things they had to overcome. Caring for his worldly good with faith to show more precious within the love of it forbids. Wow, that's something else. Every girl would love this. I'm going to get nasty. I'm sorry, but panty dropper all the way. Moon worthy. And,
you're horrible.
Good job.
All right. Next up, here we go. A little Joseph Moon, and then we're going to do one more poem, and then we're going to be done. Oh, got to refresh. It's one of those ones that dropped, and I didn't see it. All right, this is called Loneliness and Grief, and the quote is, "Love is the bridge between you and everything," by Rumi. And it goes like this. Loneliness and grief taught me to rest at the noon hour, to learn from flower and leaf, amused life's profound power, to rise with gratitude and grace, and learn innocence and peace part, to smile at sorrow and laugh at death's face. I become a piece of life's heart. Then to slumber with a prayer for the beloved in my heart, wherein I keep the sanctuary there, and love therein ne'er doth part. I sing a song of praise for ecstasy of love, and the joy of delightful days, for love is fulfilled unto love, enshrined this way. End poem. Wow, this is cool. I really like this. You know, to go along with what Titus wrote, this is the absolute brilliant thing. You know, it's like, let's take step by step get to that point where we get to understand what love truly is. And, you know, some of us will never understand what love truly is, and some of us may never feel it, which is a sad, sad state of affairs. But ultimately, I think that this right here shows us love through peace in yourself. I think that this is such a great little message, and I like the way he presents this. And I am going to start the comments this time with Verge.
Yes, Jay, absolutely. Perfect follow-up to Titus. Beautifully written. No sour tonight, but here is our love guru for the night, Joseph. Just what an ode to love, and how beautifully written and worded. And again, I love the fact that it doesn't go on too long. He keeps it very succinct, but very well worded to get the point across. I sing a song of praise for the ecstasy of love and the joy of delightful days. For love is fulfilled unto love. Say no more. Beautiful poem. Well read, Jay. Great job, Joseph. And as ever, a very heartfelt piece of poetry.
And Linda, what do you think?
Well, once again, I love Joseph's stuff too. He's quite the writer, and I found it's a true life and love lesson here. He captivated peace and flowed with the serenity of love, and that's all you can ask for when you're writing, is to get that flow out there and have people feel it and want it in their heart when you're reading his things. I think you did a great job, Joseph. Thank you for sharing it.
And Dave, what do you think?
I have been reading his poetry for a couple of years now, and I always liked everything he writes. I've never read anything or heard it read that was bad. This is straight and to the point. It doesn't belabor it at all. We should be thinking more about this stuff than all the bullshit that's going on in the world today. All of the riots and all that Mickey Mouse crap that doesn't get anybody anywhere. Robbing stores and burning shit down and stuff like that. This is what life's really all about, right in here. I have to go back and think about what Linda said, where she said that poem, the previous poem, brought her to tears. That's our job as a poet, is to affect people in that respect and in that depth. That's why that's what we do, and we need to constantly try to get people to feel that way. Otherwise, it's just all lip service, and this is a prime example of what I was just saying. So I think it was a beautiful poem.
All right, great comments. Boo, I'm going to have you go ahead and read our next poem. It is by Laughing Soul. It's a little bit of a haiku, and she won gold with this one, so thought I'd bring this out. So if you can read that for us.
Okay. Nature haiku, olive tree. In olive branches, its green leafy canopy, bearing fruits of life. End poem. That was quick.
Wow.
Yeah, but I really like this. It says so much about this. There's trees can be so metaphorical. They can. There's so much that they can represent in life, and just something small and little like this can really tell a big story. I think she did great with this, and congratulations on the gold. Dave, what do you think about this?
Oh, it always amazes me. I come from the opposite end of the spectrum. I write books instead of haikus. It amazes me that somebody can focus their thoughts down to a point this fine and say so much with such few words. And olive branches, its green leafy canopy bearing fruits of life. I cook with olive oil all the time, and it is just a wonderful, wonderful oil. It comes from a wonderful tree. It's ancient. You read about it in the Bible all the time, of an olive branch or an olive tree, and they used to use olive oil in the, in early days, and this is just a really a nice, beautiful poem, and I don't know, I like this stuff. It's really cool, and that's all I like to say about it, I guess.
No problem. Let's get Linda to make a comment on this.
This is a very profound piece, because the olive tree is one of the only trees that does this, can put its sap up a dead branch to bring it back to life. It's the only tree that does that. So when you're speaking of the olive tree, you're speaking about a life-giving entity. And this is so elegantly put. It's green leafy canopy bearing fruits of life, and that's what it does. They chop the branches down and leave them around the base of the tree to be what do they call that when they stick another branch on a tree?
Grafting.
Grafting, right. And that's what happens. And the olive tree is the only tree that can happen with. So it means the whole meaning of the olive tree is of life and love. And I thought this was a very lovely poem. Thank you, Laughing Soul.
And Boo, you get the last say on this. What do you think?
I think that, the olive tree branch symbolizes a lot of things, but I think here she's speaking of peace and friendship, dating back ways, but bearing fruits of life, like, the little things that we need to see in life that it shows. It doesn't have to be a big, long poem or, whatever, 1,000 words to get the point across. I think she did that here so well. Great job, Soul.
Awesome. Okay, last poem of the night. Here he comes. He's out on the board. Lawrence, we're glad to see you made it. What's that?
You should have Verge read it. It'd be funny.
Actually, let me see. Who do I read this? Because you got to do characters, Sue. You got to do characters, so that's why I was thinking about me reading it.
Then go ahead.
I'll read it.
Here, I'll go ahead and read it. Oh, yeah, you go read it. Go ahead, Linda. Have fun with it. Linda, are you there?
Linda?
Oh, wait. That's my fault. Hold on. Now she's there. Go ahead, Linda.
You muted there, dude.
I don't know. I've been doing that tonight. Okay.
Here you go. Okay. The Adventures of Nigel, the Fat Cat, and his homie, Alfie. I'm Nigel, the Fat Cat. Don't you know that? I'm not a rat. I'm bad to the bone. I walk alone, strutting my stuff, and if that's not enough, I got 3 wives and 10 lives. Here, kitty, kitty. Oh, what a pity. She can't remember my name. That girl's gone insane. Hey, look at that. The old dame left the door cracked. Time to escape and run the streets. In a single bound, I'm free. Thank God Almighty, I'm free. Walking real sky across the road. Why? I'll die. Look at that. That's another cat. What's wrong with him? Doesn't he see me standing here without any fear? He's coming faster, oh dear. I turn around. Feet don't touch the ground. Back inside my kingdom, looking out the window at that dumb cat. Don't he know that I'm Nigel the Fat Cat? I ain't no rat. Adventure 2. Gangsta Love. McRaff. Oh yeah, Pancho, you and what army? Raft. Yeah, your name's Mama's bitch, Julio. Alfie, where are you yelling at? Nigel, I'm glad you got here. It's the gang of the Chihuahuas and their leader, Magilla, Gorilla, Raff. Alfie, these are real thugs and pugs. They're gangsters. Mr. C, Raff. All right, you're going to get it now, Pedro, because Nigel the Fat Cat is here and he's going to kick your chimichanga ass. Alfie, no. Mr. Chihuahua, sir, he didn't mean that. The hell I didn't. Nigel, the dog hunter, he's arrived to set your demise. Alfie, come here. I'm so sorry, Mr. Chihuahua. Alfie, you're going to get us killed. Are you crazy? The Chihuahuas are notorious. Hispanic dog gang, they don't play. Mr. C. Raff. Nigel. Yes, sir. It's Mr. Chihuahua. We're leaving right now. Come on, Alfie. But Nigel, you're Nigel the fat cat, and you ain't no rat. Shh, Alfie. In poem.
Oh my goodness. You did great.
You did good, Linda.
Oh, Lawrence. This was just too fun. Absolutely too fun. He does such a great job on writing these over and over and over.
He is amazing.
Yes, we welcome you to do this over and over and over again, Lawrence. Verge, what do you think about that?
Oh, for goodness sake. I mean, he just takes you on these crazy journeys, doesn't he, Lawrence? He loves to be in this dark, sardonic place with the things that he writes. I just love it. I think it's great. The whole element of the Chihuahua gang, I just love it. And the fact that Nigel is a fat cat, man. He ain't no rat. You understand? He ain't dealing with that kind of bullshit, man. He's coming straight. But at the same token, he's still not really trying to get involved in all the fracas that are going on outside. He just wants to be a part of it and then disappear. I love that whole storytelling element of it. Very clever. And as ever, full of subtle jokes and lines that make you laugh. I absolutely really do love a lot of what Lawrence writes. This is yet another one of those pieces. Very much enjoyed. Good job, man.
Absolutely. Dave.
Oh, this was funny. And if this doesn't smack of a cat's attitude, I'll put in with you. You know, they actually think that way, you know. And and I tickle me that he hauls ass out of the house, and then he goes outside, and this other cat comes up on him, and he can't wait to get back in the house again. You know, I thought that was funny as hell. You know, yeah, he talks about being a gangster cat and all that shit, fat cat or whatever, and then these Chihuahua Mexican dog gangs and stuff. Shit, say what it is.
That's
you know,
funny.
I mean, it's just, yeah, it is funny. The whole thing was funny. It was great. I really enjoyed listening to it, and you did a great job reading it too, by the way, Linda.
Oh, thank you. That's funny.
All right, Linda, you read it. What'd you think?
You know, this man is just so funny. Lawrence, I love your chronicles of Nigel and Alfie. It takes me into a story that I feel like I'm a part of, but the fat cat, this whole makeup of your work here, your art, is wonderfully written, and I just, you know, keep going, keep this storyline up. You have a book here. All these Nigel and Alfie poems can be put into one book. You'll be famous. I'm telling you, this is wonderful work. So I really enjoyed reading it. I wish I would have done a little bit better, but I'll get the hang of it. You are just an amazing, amazing writer. Thank you for Nigel and the fat cat, and his homie Alfie.
All right, Boo, you get the last comment of the night.
Okay, yeah, I also poems and things to like break down society, the cultures and everything. They might be like funny or the personalities that he has there, but deep down, if you look at it, there's always something like deeper than that going on. But it is funny. I like the gangster vibe, and I like how he breaks it. I mean, he's done far better than I would have done with the kitty cat. I mean, with the sorry, and just entertaining and fun, and a good way to end it today.
Absolutely. With that, I want to give all my thanks out. I want to thank Crystal, Rose, Linda, None of Your Business, Nick, Dave, Rack, Polly, Verge, Randall, all for calling. I want to thank Joseph Moon, Titus, Soul, and Lawrence out on the board. Congratulations to Emad, the Scribbler, once again for Poem of the Week. Awesome. And Boo, thank you for everything you do. We couldn't do this without you. And thanks to everybody who's out there in the world. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and we love you guys. You guys make us who we are, and we do this because we are touching the world, and that's the big thing about it. And without further ado, let's play us out a song. Enjoy this. With that, we are calling in tonight. This has been Open Poetry with Boo and Jay. Good night, everybody. And this is JCA signing off.
Have a good night, people.
Good night, Jay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Big Bird.
Good fun.
See you, folks.
Bye-bye.
Take care, Linda.
Whew.